you agree that your grandson is substantially well off, right?
He might used to be, but if he could make a $2 million bond, he'd be out.
MO3's death was a heartbreaking moment, and fans are still struggling to cope with the loss. But now, a shocking twist has emerged right after the recent arrest of Yella Beezy in connection with the murder. According to newly released information, Beezy himself has revealed the final words MO3 said to him before he was killed. Yes, you read that right. The very man accused of being involved is now sharing MO3's last message. Was it a warning, a peace offering, or something even deeper? Stick around, because in this video we're breaking down exactly what those final words were and why they could change everything you thought you knew about this case. Let's rewind to MO3's final moments. Dallas rapper MO3, whose real name was Melvin Noble, was gunned down in broad daylight on November 11, 2020, while driving on a busy highway. Authorities reported that the 28-year-old artist was headed north on I-35 in South Dallas when tragedy struck. A dark-colored car pulled up beside him, not for a wave or a shout-out, but with deadly intent. The gunman stepped out like something out of Grand Theft Auto, weapon in hand. MO3 jumped out of his car and ran, desperate to escape, but the shooter gave chase, firing multiple shots on the freeway. MO3 was hit, and so was an innocent bystander sitting in his own car. Both were rushed to the hospital, but while the bystander survived, MO3 tragically did not. Back then, police had few leads, just a vague description of the shooter being a black male. No names, no motive, no arrests. Just pain, confusion, and countless questions. MO3 wasn't just another up-and-coming artist that had over 800,000 Instagram followers and had gained major traction with his 2019 remix of Everybody alongside Baton Rouge legend Boozy Badazz. His talent was undeniable, but so was the violence that took him too soon. Now, nearly 5 years later, there's been a massive plot twistone nobody saw coming. Dallas rapper Yella Beezy's. That Yella Beezy has been arrested and charged with capital murder in connection to MO3's killing. Born Marquez, Conway, Beezy is now accused of hiring a man named White to carry out the deadly hit. No official word yet on the motive, and the indictment isn't spilling any secrets. Authorities are keeping the details under wraps. To make things even more mysterious, court documents don't list a lawyer for Beezy, and his reps haven't responded. It's like someone's phone is permanently on Do Not Disturb. MO3's mother, Nicole Williams Noble, took to Facebook after the news broke, writing, "Justice for my baby," with 4 exclamation marks her heartbreak and determination, loud and clear. Meanwhile, White was already facing murder charges and has now been indicted along with Devin Brown, 32. Their cases are still ongoing, meaning the courtroom drama is far from over. And just for context, White has already been sentenced to nearly 9 years in federal prison for a separate illegal gun possession case. If Yella Beezy's name sounds familiar, it's probably because of his 2017 hit, That's On Me, or his 2019 banger Back at It Again with Quavo and Gucci Mane. But now, his rap sheet is making more headlines than his music. On March 26th, Beezy was in court, hoping to get his $2 million bond reduced. But prosecutors came in ready. They showed a video of the alleged hitman chasing and shooting at MO3 on I-35, then casually hopping back into the car, like it was a drive-through hit. Investigators say they found 44 shell casings at the scene. That's not just a shootout, that's a war zone. But that's not all. Prosecutors also claim they have a witness ready to testify that Beezy was part of the conversation about paying. For the hit, allegedly, he withdrew $40,000 just days after MO3's murder, and the state says he helped cover the cost of the killing. As prosecutor Tommy Adams put it, Conway wasn't just in the chat, he was in the budget. They also argued that Beezy poses a flight risk, noting that he drives a bulletproof Denali-like as someone who knows danger is never far away. And according to 2020 bank records, he had over $870,000 across his accounts at one bank alone. But despite that, he's still behind bars. Even his grandmother, Alma Jean Alexander, took the stand, insisting that if her grandson really had that kind of money, he wouldn't still be in jail.
You agree that your grandson is substantially well off, right?
He might used to be, but if he could make a $2 million bond, he'd be out.
His grandmother made one thing clear. Just because Conway had a mansion and rolled around in an armored SUV didn't mean he was swimming in cash. Defense attorneys backed her up, firing back at the prosecution by pointing out that there was no real proof tying their client to any payments, no texts, no DMs, no shady cash app receipts, just someone claiming they overheard something. In other words, hearsay in a suit. But Judge Gracie Lewis wasn't buying the whole "I'm broke" act, especially after getting a look at Conway's financial statement, or rather, the lack of one. She told him point blank that he didn't seem to be taking the case seriously, and that didn't sit well with her. Still, she agreed to reduce his bond to $750,000, but not without serious conditions. Conway was warned in no uncertain terms. Do not contact, threaten, or send anyone to interfere with witnesses or victims. And the way the judge said it, you could tell she meant every word. Any violation, and there would be serious consequences. Meanwhile, the internet, especially Reddit, has been buzzing with speculation about what really led to MO3's death. Digital. Detectives and armchair experts have pieced together a theory that it wasn't just about rap beef, it was about a woman. Yep, the age-old story of jealousy and betrayal. According to multiple Reddit users, MO3 may have gotten involved with someone's baby mama, and the baby daddy wasn't having it. But instead of airing it out on IG like most toxic exes, he allegedly put money on MO3's head, turning a personal grudge into a deadly hit. The alleged shooter? He was rumored to be connected to both Trap Boy Freddy and Yella Beezy, adding fuel to the already burning rumors of rap beef in Dallas. Some said MO3 was too trusting, especially with women tied to his enemies. One theory even claimed he was set up by a woman linked to his rivals, and that mistake cost him his life. Then there's the social media angle. MO3 wasn't quiet online, far from it. He laughed at others getting shot, threw jabs, and flexed like he was untouchable. Just a week before his death, he was reportedly clowning someone who got shot, joking it was just a car accident. That kind of energy didn't sit well with certain people. One Reddit commenter put it best. It was a mix of street issues, ego, social media, and a woman who might have connected all of it. Others said that if things had been handled man to man, maybe MO3 would still be alive. But instead, pride, power, and petty choices collided, and the result was fatal. In the same threads, fans opened up about their grief. One said they're still not over his death, calling him so talented and genuinely loved. Another said that if people looked past the clout and numbers, MO3 could out-rap most of the industry. And they weren't lying. He really had the skills. Some even argued that MO3 didn't need to rap, his voice alone could have carried him. That's when the Chris Brown comparisons came in hot. One fan asked if people had ever heard Chris Brown rap because he could outspit 99% of rappers, but didn't need to. Same with MO3. His singing, that was the moneymaker. His rapping, just extra sauce. The respect ran deep. Fans pointed to songs like 219, saying he went off especially when dissing Yella Beezy. Others praised his rawness, his versatility, and the fact that he didn't hold back, online or in his music. Love him or hate him, MO3 had presence even. Fans of Yella Beezy admitted they felt conflicted. One person said MO3 became one of their favorite artists right before his death, but they still liked Beezy's music too. That kind of dual loyalty shows just how tangled and emotional the Dallas rap scene really is. One thing's for sure, MO3's talent was never in question. In that Reddit thread, everyone agreed Dallas lost a real one, and fans still haven't healed. But maybe, just maybe, if we start looking into Yella Beezy's past legal run-ins, we'll start to understand how he could have ended up involved in something this dark. And trust Beezy's history isn't clean. Back in 2021, on Valentine's Day no less, he found himself in cuffs. But no, this wasn't about heartbreak. According to official records, Dallas rapper Yella Beezy Mary's DeAndre Conway was arrested on a Saturday night just before 11 p.m. in his hometown. The arrest happened in Oak Cliff, the very neighborhood where Beezy grew up. While Dallas PD didn't rush to issue a formal statement, social media did what it does best: fill in the blanks. A video of Beezy's arrest quickly went viral, showing officers surrounding him in the middle of the street. Fans claimed he had been riding around the city wearing a bulletproof vest when police pulled him over, because in Dallas, apparently, you don't just drive, you roll armored. At first, nobody knew exactly why he was arrested, but that didn't stop internet sleuths from jumping to conclusions. Some suspected a parole violation, others pointed to an open case, and a few just assumed Beezy was once again attracting trouble like a magnet. Eventually, it came out that he was arrested for possession of a firearm. Luckily for him, he was released later that same day. But that wasn't the end of Beezy's legal run-ins. On August 11th, 2021, he was back in the headlines, again not for music, but for another arrest in Texas, this time involving drugs and weapons. What made the timing even crazier? Just moments before the arrest, Beezy had posted a now-deleted Instagram story showing flashing police lights behind him while officers searched his vehicle. In the clip, he didn't say much, just typed out a message that the cops stay messing with him. Not long after that post, things escalated. According to TMZ, Beezy was taken into custody and charged with possession of a controlled substance, a felony, and unlawful carrying of a weapon, a misdemeanor. Neither Beezy nor his team offered a statement, but fans quickly connected the dots, especially since he'd literally filmed part of the stop. While police didn't release specific details about what they found in his car, the charges made it loud and clear. It wasn't good. Once again, Beezy's name was trending for the wrong reasons, dragged across timelines for everything except music. And the trouble didn't stop there. In November of that same year, even more serious allegations hit misconduct and child endangerment. The news shook social media, and reactions were swift, with many fans confused, angry, and unsure of what to believe. Through it all, Beezy stayed, relatively silent on advice from his legal team. But he made it clear that he believed the accusations were completely false. He couldn't speak on details, but he told fans that the evidence would clear his name, and he wasn't losing sleep over it. Rumors travel faster than the truth, he said, but the truth always catches up. And in 2022, it did. Reporters confirmed that both charges, misconduct and child endangerment, were officially dropped. Even better for Beezy, the case was labeled no build, meaning prosecutors chose not to pursue it, and his legal team could move to have the charges expunged entirely, as if they never happened. Throughout it all, Beezy kept his head down and focused on clearing his name, and he walked away from the chaos with no convictions and a clean record. But the drama didn't stop there. Allegedly, Beezy also had a violent altercation with MO3's manager, a man known as Rainwater. MO3 himself even recorded a video calling Beezy out for the senseless act, accusing him of crossing a line that had nothing to do with music or competition.
Let me say it again. Rainwater, my manager, is not no street. He graduated high school and went to college. Sir, you get what I'm saying? He was promoting and going to college parties for a living. He wasn't selling drugs. He wasn't gang banging. He wasn't locking B's and C's.
Then, in 2024, things took a wild and unexpected turn for Chris Brown and several others, including Dallas rapper Yella Beezy after a massive lawsuit dropped that could potentially cost them a staggering $50 million. According to court documents filed in Houston, 4 men claimed they were violently attacked and left hospitalized after attending the second night of Chris Brown's 11 Ven tour at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth. The lawsuit named several high-profile figures as defendants, including Brown, Yella Beezy, real name marries DeAndre Conway, UK rapper Cinco Siege, Omalolu Hood, Boss AK, Aiken Lolu, and concert giant Live Nation. The plaintiffs Larry Parker, Joseph Lewis, Charles Bush, and DeMarcus Powell allege that after the show, they were invited backstage along with around 40 women for a VIP experience. Once inside the exclusive area, Brown reportedly asked all the women to hand over their phones before he disappeared into a private room. About 30 minutes later, the group of men got tired of waiting and decided to leave. But before exiting, Charles Bush walked up to Brown, greeted him with a handshake, and expressed how glad he was to see him doing well. Brown allegedly responded positively until someone from the entourage shouted that there was past beef between the 2 men. That's when things reportedly spiraled out of control. According to the lawsuit, Brown allegedly told his crew to handle Bush. As Bush and the others tried to leave, they were followed by Brown and a group of 7 to 10 men. Cinco reportedly punched Bush in the chest, while AK and Lolu allegedly threw a chair at his head. The suit claims that Brown then pointed at Larry Parker and instructed Conway, Yella Beezy, and others to attack him. Parker ran toward a staircase, hoping to escape through a nearby door, but it was locked. Trapped, Parker was allegedly cornered, stomped, punched, and kicked in the head and chest for over 10 minutes. The others were also reportedly assaulted, suffering serious injuries to their heads, necks, backs, and shoulders. But that left many wondering, who exactly is Yella Beezy, and how did he get caught up in a situation like this? Born marries DeAndre Conway on October 22, 1991, and raised in Dallas, Texas, Beezy's early life was anything but smooth. Tragedy struck when he was just 12 years old. His father was shot and killed at their home on Mother's Day. A devastating event that would change the course of his life forever. Growing up in a tough environment, he turned to music as an outlet and survival tool.